Alrighty, everybody. Today is episode 3 of a certain podcast called The Combat Lab that you all may know and love, and we have a special thing to celebrate today.
Ooh, we do.
A victory
Okay, this is okay. I was excited for a different part.
among the right side of the war.
Alright.
Pineapple Pizza has won.
Okay, what up, everybody? Welcome to the Combat Lab. We're your hosts. Oh my God, is he actually? Oh my God, this was the surprise.
300.
This was the surprise. Oh
Three-
my.
300 spectacular votes brought right down to the wire. Only separated by 10 at the end of the day.
Yo, 300 votes is crazy. Regardless. I know for a fact, though, that y'all cheated, so I'm okay with, whatever. It happens. It's not okay, if your opponent gets 3 votes for every one of your vote, then it's like, okay, it makes sense whenever, that you guys barely won with the handicap. I get you.
Well, as we all know, there was a certain promise that came with this vote. And we'd like to share a little bit of news with you guys in terms of what emote...
Hold on. Erikai, are you muted still?
Oh, no.
Where did you go? Dude.
I'm right here. My unmute did not work.
Okay.
I was like, wow, Erikai's being very quiet today. He must be very disappointed with
Oh,
these.
yes. I am indifferent to pineapple and pizza.
Yeah, I bet.
But I will say there will be many other opportunities for you to prove your pizza purity ways.
Yo, the Icon Man Alliance will rise up once again.
And we all need a way to convey whether we're pro-Pip or part of the Icon Man Alliance, right?
Yes, that's true. A deal's a deal, Shakes.
And it seems very important.
We had a bet or a what the kids may call a gamble.
Definitely. Gentleman's agreement.
So guys, as you may or may not know, we just hit affiliate with this channel. Thank you for everyone for making that possible. I hope you enjoyed all of the stuff we've given you so far. And with affiliate, we get a couple of things. Subscribers.
Ooh, big boy show now.
And with subscribers, what comes with subscribers, guys?
What are some of the great things that subscribers get to do as a bonus perk? What about emotes?
Show them. Show it off, Shakes. Show them what we got.
So as... Go ahead.
No, you please.
So,
please.
as one of the, I'll say, leaders of the forefront of the Pip push, I got us to where we belong. And here is the first of not 1, not 2, but 3 emotes that will be available.
3 emotes.
First, Pip. I think it's like the Com13 Pip because we're an affiliate and we don't get a cool name for it. But hey, it's an emote and it's Pip. It's beautiful. Anyone will be able to use it who is subbed to this channel with a tier 1 sub.
It is not in there yet. I'm sorry. Like it's still being reviewed.
It is
Right.
on the way.
Right. These are all pending. As soon as they're up, we will tweet it out and let you guys know so you can spread the love of Pip wherever you may go.
Okay, but now show them the real emote. So, you guys won the poll by your fake 10 votes, your collusion, whatever.
The
I get
truth.
it. But so you guys got the $5 emote, and then the next level up, the $10 emote.
The $10
which
emote.
True dedicated members of the Icon Man Alliance will surely be fine to boast their pride for, just show it. Just show it. You filthy freaking winner.
There we go. I think it's anti-Pip. I forget the name I already created for it. But there you go. If you are part of the losing side, you're going to have to shout a little bit more to achieve tier 2 sub status.
I'm sorry.
And here you go.
Best. There's nothing we can do when people cheat.
It's tough
And
sometimes.
just so you guys know, as affiliates, you pretty much only get 1 tier 1 emote until you get to partner. So this is the only way to have multiple emotes right now.
Yes,
right.
For sure. Oh, of course. We'd love to give you guys a bunch of cheap emotes. Unfortunately, we are measly. We are still small. We are still itty bitty.
For now. For the time
But we
being.
still have one more emote to show you, and this is one that I think everyone can enjoy. regardless of where you fall on the Great Pip debate.
Are we ready to show it?
Oh, please
Dude,
do. Please
bring it
do.
on.
This one's
I'm
so
actually
sick.
looking forward to this one the most.
Me too.
Here is John's.
Oh, we got John's.
The Combat Lab,
Hell yes.
aka the unofficial mascot of the Combat Lab, which may or may not have its name derived from the stage, the Combat Lab.
Wait, are you telling me that this is an Icons show?
Don't think about it too hard now.
Don't confuse yourself.
So, God, this is so sick. All right, guys, this is and the John's. God, I love it. I'm so glad when we were discussing it just like a couple days ago. We were like, well, okay, pizza. All right, like that's. I guess we got to do the pizza. We'll do a poll, and then what do we want to do? And John's, I think, was just a perfect. What a cool thing.
It just kind of came together.
Right, and
it really does. It makes so much sense too, because like. He is the Combat Lab. It's like this is it's perfect. All right, sorry. Go ahead.
But yeah, he is the Combat Lab. You also get the double usage of one, it's just a cool emote, and two, if you have someone dropping John somewhere, you got the perfect response to it now.
Yes.
So we have some great
Wouldn't
options.
That be so awesome? Wouldn't that be so
funny.
great if someone's like streaming Icons and then they like complain about Raymer's forward tilt or something? And then you just spam the John's emote in the
I
chat.
know what emote I need.
Dude, that's pretty solid. This is pretty solid. It's a pretty good one.
And like we mentioned before, just to be totally clear, we have to have the 3-tiered emotes to have 3 separate emotes right now. Down the line, if partner happens, these will all be included in the base emotes from that point on. We'll figure something else out. So this is temporary, but we wanted a way to properly reward people who want to show a little extra support if they so choose. We're by no means requesting that or whatever it may be. We just want to be able to give all the content we possibly can given the status of our channel. So
with that out of the way, I think we have a show to do. I think we have we have some stuff to talk about, guys. It's been a long 2 weeks since the last Combat Lab. We've had a lot of freaking tournaments, and that's going to be kind of a highlight.
It's strong showing.
We have so many tournaments, guys. The Challenger Community Circuit, or the Challenger Circuit, the Community Challenger Circuit, it's well underway. We are many, many, many tournaments into it, and we're going to do a quick, or just an overview of everything. Erica and I are both panelists on the Community PR. So we're going to give you just a little bit of insight onto, like, which tournaments, notable stuff, and then also, like, maybe our thoughts. Nothing concrete yet. But our thoughts on maybe who's looking good, whose stock is up right now, who's looking a little bit worse maybe compared to last season. So,
yep. All right, so we're gonna go kind of in order. We've been gone for 2 weeks, so we're gonna go start from the beginning here. Just give me 1 second. I kind of messed up a little bit. I apologize.
As usual, Pineapple Pizza sympathizers are making mistakes.
We're all human.
You'll find that the Icon Man Alliance never makes mistakes. Unless it's against DA West in losers semis of a Wave Dash Wednesday. Then many mistakes. But outside of that instance, there are no mistakes made.
Exactly. So, July 18th was the first Wave Dash Wednesday of the Challenger Circuit. And lo and behold, first place at this tournament was the meme lord himself, Mr. Mime / Backstreet and Sync. Who would have guessed it?
God, are you serious? Mr. Mime won a tournament?
Yeah, just one. That's it. That's all he got. No more after that. Which may not be true.
Wave Dash Wednesday 1. Well, for starters, something to note about this tournament was that it had 150 in. I think that's like the first thing we should get out of the way with this one is that this was a big one. I think this is still the largest Icons tournament we've had. We've had a couple really big ones, but this one, woo-wee. That said, the top 4 is exactly who you'd expect it to be for the most part, right? We have Mime, we have Olsey in those 1 and 2 spots, kind of normal for any Icons tournament at this point. Notably, Tandoori beat J-Fist, which is great win for him, especially because Tandoori, as Erica and I know, Tandoori was like a big talking point for us doing the last PR because we were like, well, Tandoori is such an amazing player.
That was last week. We talked about how like we knew that Tandoori was a really strong player, but he hadn't really like shown everything he can do yet. And then these last few weeks, starting with that one Wave Dash Wednesday, he has come out in full force.
He's looking so good right now with a lot of really, really good wins. It's honestly, it makes me so happy because I think a lot of people have been saying for a long time that Tandoori was like, you know, in a sea of amazing Raymer players, Tandoori really stood out for a long time, and it's really great that we're finally seeing results that actually befit, you know, that performance from him. Nothing else super crazy from this tournament. I mean, ultimately, all of the usual suspects did very well. We did not have Liberation at this tournament. We did not have Hyperflame did not enter this one. Hylian did well. Erica, you did well. You just barely got the 5th place at this one.
So close. It's okay
as
though.
usual.
This was also, I believe this was my highest placing, or was this? I don't remember what turn. I think it might have been Libverse 2 that I got 9th with not the hardest bracket in the world.
Yeah. The gatekeeper.
The previous gatekeeper. I'm self-revoking that title until I get 9th place again. So.
No, I mean we kind of had, you know, we had Erikai Cicero 5th place, right? Go for Night 7th place. Go for Night continues to be like the, you know, 7th place master. And then we also had like Sakoko Puffs get 9th. And Sakoko Puffs will find, you know, we'll see in these next few tournaments. Sakoko Puffs finds his way. He finds his way.
He finds his way into some W's.
He really does.
Yeah, Soko's amazing. I love watching him play. But after Icon's Wave Dash Wednesday 1, we had Icon's 4. And we actually did mix up the results this time, with Liberation taking first. Which is no surprise. I actually think Lib at his best might be the best player in the game. In times that I've played him,
insane.
He's very, very good.
Okay, Liberation, like, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but Liberation might be the most underrated of, like, the top 5 players.
I would agree.
Like, because, I mean, and I agree, he's 4th or 5th of those top 5. Like, I'm not trying to say that, like, you know, oh, he's clearly the best, but, like, when Liberation is going, he's unstoppable because he beat Mime in 2 sets to win this tournament. I want to say, like, he looks
Zana, no less.
great.
Yeah, let's acknowledge the fact too. I'm pretty sure this is the only tournament that 2 Zana's placed in the top 4. With
That's
Sir
true.
Pulse,
I did. Now, you're welcome. I graciously allowed Sir Pulse into the top 4.
And I gotta say that Sir Pulse has not been playing this game as long as a lot of the rest of us, but I know him in real life, so I can talk about him a little more. He is loving Icons, and he gets a ton of mileage out of Zana, and he is brilliant in other games, but I am seeing a new side of destruction in his Icons play.
Sir Pulse, I feel like, because Zana, so I guess this is my personal take. This isn't really like, oh, after looking at hundreds of brackets, here's my educated opinion about Sir Pulse. But going into this, Zana's my favorite matchup, easily. Ashani Zana, I love the matchup. Despite me never taking a set from Liberation, I want you all to know that their sets are very close, usually, and I'm very confident against Zana. And Sir Pulse, like, you know, when I saw that I had to play him to get top 4, I wasn't feeling that scared. I was like, okay, I have to play against Sir Pulse. Like, usually that's a 2-0, and he's not bad, but I do well and move on. But Sir Pulse has gotten so freaking good. Like, it felt like 2 weeks. It felt like closed beta ended, and we had that week and a half period where there was nothing. And then he just booted it up in early access and, like, was just incredible. Sir Pulse, in my opinion, is one of the best players, like, to look at for like an example of like a jump and improvement. Sir Pulse is looking really good. He hasn't gotten to enter a huge amount, but when he does, he's always going to be a threat, I think.
Yeah, he's really really strong. I've only played him a handful of times, but when I have, he's really demonstrated how good he can be.
I have had the pleasure of experiencing his Zana way too much.
So outside of that, we had Cicero in third. I don't know if we touched on him.
Cicero has been I mean, we're going to see more of this later. Cicero has actually been kind of a picture, whereas last season, I felt like Cicero was the picture of consistency, where he was sixth last season, and he was this close to beating Hylian out for fifth. Like, it was an extremely close call. Because Cicero, like, placed third or second, like, every tournament. He was the master of beating everybody except for Olsey. That was kind of the name, like that was the name of the game for Cicero's tournaments last season. This season, Cicero's shown himself to be like just as explosive in terms of like who he can be. Like he can still contend with all the best players for sure, but he's also been dropping sets to a lot more players and struggling to kind of like say, okay, you know, he's a shoe-in if it's not a top 5 player was kind of, you know, the message before. Whereas now, people are catching up, man.
The meta is growing. You know, people are kind of evolving at the game. The older a game gets, the better the general population gets, and that can drastically change certain matchups, in my opinion. Where like some matchups, like with little understanding, they become very hard, but with a moderate or more advanced understanding, the matchup is very simple.
Right.
I would agree with that.
And I'd actually like to acknowledge the point that there's really no Zhurong player that comes to mind that has been the picture of consistency since early access has dropped. So it's
none of the zoo players enter freaking tournaments. Strong bad Golduck. I know y'all are there. I know y'all are out there.
So Zhurong's need to either start entering more, or it's just something we're going to see evolve in the meta. I think. I think the lack of Zhurongs in the meta can kind of make things a little more volatile in terms of tournament results, but
it's true that in online tournaments, Cicero is definitely like carrying Zhurong's placements in online tournaments. I mean, we see ESAM, like we're going to get into that in a little while. ESAM at low tier city 6 kind of had a point to prove about Zhurong, but other than that, like Cicero is, I mean, he has been and he still is just like kind of the Zhurong player.
Yeah, and he will be attending Super Smash Con, so it will be.
Oh my gosh!
I'm excited.
I'm looking forward.
I wonder what
that.
he looks like.
I know. I'm actually going to be rooming with him. I'm picking him up on the way down, so I'm excited.
LTC was definitely an opportunity to see some of these killers, like what they actually look like, and I was like, wow, they're human beings like the rest of us.
Yeah, I actually was standing next.
A little better.
I stood next to Ulsi for about 15-30 seconds, and then I was watching his kid play, and I was like, wait a second, like something's not adding up here.
Yeah, that was the thing. Who was it? I think it was Ulsi sits down to play with Esam, and they play one game, and Ulsi after that game just goes, "Oh, by the way, I'm Ulsi," and Esam just says, "I know."
I know.
Just from the play style.
Just so you do, you can tell when Ulsi's sitting down, you know it's Ulsi. Him and Hyperflame, right? But even him and Hyperflame don't really play too similarly.
Oh no, I'd say it's totally different.
Yeah, I mean, they both dash dance a lot, but Hyperflame is a lot more prone, or not even prone, I should say. Like, he tends to use more aerials to, like, kind of space out. Ulsi really likes to get up close and personal.
Yeah,
but,
definitely. So, next after Icons 4, we had Libverse 2. Speaking of Ulsi, taking first place over Mime, with J-Fist in the Classic somewhere in the top 3, this time getting third, and Magi sneaking in for the first time in the top 4 placings. Another extremely strong kid player that I do not see nearly enough of. I want to see this guy playing more.
There were a lot of interesting things that happened at this tournament, I think. Excuse me. Notably, so one, just at the top, like the highest level, Ulsi double eliminated Mime. Like, Ulsi won from winners. And at the time especially, this was like, because Mime and Ulsi were neck and neck going into this, right? They were 1 and 2, and Erikai knows 1 and 2 was easily the hardest decision we made with the PR, because Mime and Ulsi just looked so good, and very neck and neck. But Olsey really figured out Way in a lot of ways, right? Like, this I think is just as at the time, right? As a snapshot of where we're at, Olsey looks really good, and I think this kind of is a cementation and like a proof of concept that like for as good as Mr. Mime is, especially at the kid matchup, Olsey is by no means like, he's not just going to sit there, right? Olsey will improve and learn the matchup just as everyone else does.
Sure.
Then other than that, Volnisher kind of barely missed out on the blurb, I want to say, on the low write-up. Volnisher got 5th place, taking a set off of J-Fist.
Wow.
That's a very big win that's a huge win, right? Like, it's a shame that he didn't, I don't know, he might have been mentioned in the blurb, actually, unless he... Yeah, no, it doesn't look like he was. Volnisher had a really good run, beating J-Fist, losing to Mime and then Magi. And of course, like, Magi is a god, right?
Right.
Like,
I'm curious. Do you know how J-Fist does against Hylian's Afigalu?
Well.
Interesting. So
I'll tell you right now, J-Fist has very few blemishes. Right. on his record, and Volnisher is definitely the biggest one. J-Fist he's a monster, dude. Like, you talked earlier about how like you felt like when Liberation is like on, he's the best player. In my opinion, that's J-Fist. When J-Fist is going, I think that he is like it's almost not. It's discouraging, I would say, like how good
it's oppressive
is when he's really
it's
going.
Oppressive.
Volnisher, and then I think like you, Erica, are like the only two, or Tandori as well, have all beaten J-Fist this season. And I think that's a really huge win.
What about, has he never lost to Mr. Mime?
Oh no, he has. And I mean like outside of like the top 5, right?
Oh, okay.
Top five, it gets a little different. And for those of you wondering, oh, well, what's the snapshot of the PR looking like? Well, I'll tell you what, the top 5 is pretty close to decided already. It'd take a lot to take any of them out of the top 5.
Yeah, I think those are pretty set in stone. So after Live vs. 2, we had Wonder Game 7, hosted by our great co-host here.
Hosted by Swanner is what you meant to mean. Big shout outs to Swanner. Thank you for all of your help running these events. And not just Swanner, anybody. Liberation, Hylian, Huanpi, like, I've had so much help, and I know every TO has had a lot of help from these people running these events, and, like, it's really, really so amazing. And sorry, I know I'm interrupting, but I just want to shout them out.
Cool. So we have Mr. Mime coming back in to first place, finding his quote-unquote rightful spot, as we tend to see in these tournaments. With Liberation coming in second, which usually we've been seeing kind of the Mime Olsey, Mime J-Fist situation up there. So great to see Lib come up into second place. Then our host, Truly, getting third place in his own tournament series, getting a little bit of home court advantage. And Olsey rounding it out in fourth place. Do you want to talk a little bit about your run, Wonder?
I don't remember that much of it, I'm going to be honest. I know I beat Olsey. Yeah, we did it. Olsey was definitely, I think, the big win. I think and honestly, like I'm looking at the results now, I don't think there was anything super giant about this tournament that was crazy. Jokomo lost to Peter Fox, or Katru, as he now goes by. But other than that, Olsey lost to me, and I think that's still Olsey's, or it's that I'm his second. I'm one of his 2 like big quote unquote losses for the season.
Being you and Soko, I would imagine.
Yes, me and Soko. Unless I'm forgetting somebody, me and Soko are the only 2 non-top 5 players that Olsey has lost to this season.
Right.
It was a good time. I'm happy I beat him, because this was right before Low Tier City. So I beat Olsey, and I was like, oh my god, I could win Low Tier City. Whoo, boy, did that not happen.
Well, it is what it is.
Was I wrong about that?
Yeah, so, LTC might not have been the tournament for the Combat Lab host crew.
No, no, it was not.
Is there something you want to add there, Erica?
Yeah, Mr. Mime got first, but Liberation was this close. Coming from loser side in grand finals, they Liberation managed to take a set, which went to game 5, and then the second set also went to game 5 with Mr. Mime winning. But this is a very, very strong, like, second place.
That was-
very, very close.
That was actually a
Absolutely.
reverse sweep, too, in the second set. Which is...
Did he come back from being down 2?
yeah, Lib was up 2-0.
And Liberation also took out Ulci in this tournament. Like,
Okay.
and you know what? I don't know if we were talking about it earlier, Lib and I, and Liberation actually has really good records against a lot of amazing people. He's up 3-2 on Mime this season. And
Oh,
I
wow.
think that makes, unless I'm like, and we're going to have to look into it when we actually do the PR, but like, Liberation is looking very good in the head-to-heads with a lot of really amazing players, but the one thing that they have that he doesn't have in a lot of ways is he doesn't have a huge amount of tournament wins over like Mime. He has one right now.
Mm-hmm.
And J-Fist tied him yesterday by winning yesterday's Wave Dash Wednesday. I believe that's both of their only tournament victories, to Mime and Ulci both having at least 2. So great. It was an amazing showing for Liberation. Absolutely. In fact, if Liberation won that event over Mime, I think there'd be a strong argument that he's top 3 or maybe even top 2, depending on like, because he'd have like the tied in tournament counts, and he'd be a really amazing records across the board. Like certainly Liberation he's a monster.
And most importantly of all from this tournament, Mr. Mime won the Icon's hat, which I actually would really like to see what that looks
I
like.
wanted that hat.
I'm very curious.
Unfortunately, Mr. Mime does not have a Twitter, and he doesn't stream with a webcam. So
He's
we
a
may
mystery
never see
man.
what it looks like.
Has
when he
anyone
wears it.
actually heard Mr. Mime talk? What if Mr. Mime is like... What if Mr. Mime... Okay, yo, hear me out.
I know where this is going, but
Strong Bad is Mr. Mime.
yeah,
No.
Have you ever seen them both in the same room?
I haven't. I can't say.
Oh,
I
what
have.
if it's Scav? What if Scav
No.
is Mime?
No, Mr. Mime is the lead singer of Alien Food.
Oh!
I,
Plugged it. That's why he streamed that music.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yep, he's in it just like every other streamer out there, dude. They're in it for something.
He just wins tournament just to plug
pushing
his own albums.
The Alien Food envelope.
That's amazing.
Backstreet NSYNC. What are you, Backstreet NSYNC?
An enigma.
Enigma. All right.
So that covers week 1. I think we can move over to
Go
week
right
2
into
right
week
here.
2, shall we?
And Wave Dash Wednesday 2, we have coming from the hot PM scene from MDVA, Hyperflame coming through, taking first place over Ulci. I believe was his first tournament entered, correct? Hyperflame?
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've seen Hyperflame.
It's his first.
prior to that.
Did he enter any in closed beta?
I think he
I
might have
think he
entered
did a
1 or
little
2.
bit.
I think he might have
But
entered 1, but I don't
very,
even know if he
very-
did.
Sparse tournament participation prior to Wave Dash Wednesday number 2.
And boy, did he kill it at Wave Dash Wednesday number 2. Like,
Yeah, he
Granted-
killed something.
okay, actually, let's talk about Wave Dash Wednesday 2, because this actually, I think, this is the most surprising bracket, I think, of all of the events we had, right? Riddell, 3rd place.
Riddell showed
a
everyone
monster.
what they were about that weekly. That was wild.
Riddell
like,
is
wow.
incredible.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, Riddell is also a streamer, so we all had the joy of watching his good sets.
Destroying everyone.
Yeah, Riddell's
So
awesome.
Riddell beat Tandoori. Riddell beat Mr. Mime.
Insane.
What? He beat Mr. Mime. Oh my god,
He
what
sw-
a run.
He swept Mr. Mime.
He rocked.
Yeah,
Mr.
Three-
Mime.
he, wow.
Yeah.
Mr. Mime would go on to place 9th because Mr. Mime would also lose to Hylian, making it Riddell and Hylian's biggest wins for
So-
this season.
Assuming Hylian went Afigalu, right?
He did
went
not.
Zurong.
He went
Zurong.
Zurong.
This time he went Zurong for this? Okay, I
He
was
went
about to say-
Zurong to beat Mr. Mime. 2-0.
Yeah, that's super impressive. And I actually want to note too with Riddell, he's actually been working on his Ashani for a bit now. I've been playing him a decent amount of quick match, and that's a pretty scary character to look out for. Just be ready for that in bracket down the line.
Riddell is insane, and I believe he can do it with anyone. And Erica, you also, with a 4th place finish, Combat Lab represents. Erica, you beat J-Fist at this tournament.
I had a moment at this tournament. I lost to...
Can we
I
play
lost
the
to Ulci,
clip?
though, and then later on I played Hylian, and I won an incredibly close set. That set was one of the most intense sets I've had in this game.
I watched that set live, actually, if I remember correctly.
That was
really
I
hard.
haven't
extremely
seen that set.
difficult. Adrenalizing.
Yeah.
I'd like to. Should we show the clip of your let's call it a low % kill against J-Fist?
If
Do
you
we have
can,
to? I just want everyone to know that I did not go back into the VOD and make that clip.
No, dude.
J-Fist, I'm pretty sure J-Fist did.
It's all good. No, dude, you killed it. Are you kidding? That was like some
quite literally, he died.
M2K versus Shiz. Like, you're down and you just get him out of here. He's gone.
If you have it on hand, it is what it is, you know.
I should have got it prepared. I knew we were going to talk about it.
if you can link it to me at some point during the
Oh,
show,
it's not hard.
we can take some time.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I'll be able to find it. It's only posted everywhere by J-Fist, so. But yeah, no, that was and I think this tournament was a big eye opener going in. So I helped seed Low Tier City. I was not. I'm gonna say this right now. The seeding for Low Tier City had a plethora of uncontrollable things, from scheduling and cross entry icons. Was one of the more last minute additions to Low Tier City's event list, and that caused a lot of problems for people who were signed up for 3 other games and icons and still needed to have time to play their pool and, of course, commentate, because everyone who plays icons commentates, apparently. But going into this, Hyperflame, we weren't really sure how to seed Hyperflame, because we knew he was a god, we knew he was insane, but there was so low activity and he had no tournament results to speak of. So we gave him, I think, 4th seed. I think we gave him the 4th seed going into Low Tier City, and then he takes Wave Dash Wednesday over Ulci, and it was like, oh, holy crap! Like, suddenly, wow, Hyperflame's still really good. Turns out, and
Go
so
figure.
it was a very exciting. It was a very exciting time, because going right into Low Tier City, it was kind of like, okay, well, how are ESAM and Hyperflame going to perform? Everyone's gotten better, right? So that it's really cool. It was really cool to see. To see Hyperflame like really spice things up a little bit before Low Tier City.
Yeah, I was actually really excited to see that, and I think we have the clip here. I think our buddy Handoran hooked us up.
Let's
so
do it, Handoran.
We're just
I got it
Handoran,
on hand also.
Oh yes, this is it. Actually, maybe this wasn't the big. I don't remember. I thought you were at a way higher %. Unless J-Fist goes in right now. Oh, so this is game 5. What game is this?
This was the final game.
Oh man,
it was not best of
good.
3.
J-Fist is looking good, and he's dead. Oh!
Wow.
That, you know what?
He's
I had
dead.
mixed feelings about the result of that match.
Have nothing but pride.
You know what? Let's give this one more look, because this is actually dirty.
I have to tell you, I have to confess,
The reverse.
it was free. I don't mean this
shot.
as a joke, because I often say this as a joke, but I do mean this seriously. It was premeditated. I was off stage and I was thinking, like, I have an opportunity, and there's like a 50% chance that this could work.
Calculated.
And then I just went for it.
Ooh, most
5%.
framers don't turn around that shot. Not our boy. Here at the Combat Lab, when we down special, we turn around the dang shot. Let's go, Eric.
Doran, you know too much. You know too much.
Erica, you're nuts.
That's because the stream was a little bit behind.
Look at the.
All right. What do we got? So next, I think is the big one.
Yes. So next is Low Tier City 6, the first ever. Are we gonna call it a regional major?
It's a major.
Major. Okay.
It's a major. It's the right. It's like this and SmashCon. I feel like are. I mean, SmashCon is the larger major,
Right.
I would say, but Low Tier City at the very end Like, and, I'm actually as a good friend of T-Lock and the staffing behind Low Tier City. I actually just want to do a massive thank you to Wave Dash for letting us run your game, and then as a friend and a peer, watching all the T-Lock guys do this event. Thank you to Attorney Locator for having Icons and for giving Icons got some grade A treatment. You know what? There were so many games at Low Tier City 6. There were like 24 games, I think was the final count. And we still got mainstream time for our top 8. And we still got we got our top 16. We had like the commentator Coney was flown out for the event.
Yep.
Commentary was really good.
Yeah, Strong Bad.
It was great. Strong Bad and Coney doing top 8, and like Wisely and Coney doing top 16 were both really, really well done. And I know that like Low Tier City was really, so much of it would not have happened without like Oracle, Arsenal's, Trey Fondren of FX Game Exchange, and like one of the owners of T-Log. They put in so much work to make sure Icons could come to Low Tier City, and that they could give Icons the stage that the community wanted, right? And on top of that, the community showed up to the event.
Yeah, we had people flying out from everywhere.
We had people flying down just for Icon. Like, Tandoori got, I think, 4th in Rivals and did really well in Rivals, but Tandoori didn't come for Rivals. He was actually thinking of dropping out of Rivals. Focus on Icons. We had Olsey.
Yep.
We had, obviously, we have, like, the household names like Hyper and Esam, but Shakes, you flew down.
Yep.
Just for Icons. We had A4, Loyal.
Poachy.
And, I mean, honestly, Poachy came out. We had a bunch of people come out. We actually, 20 or 25 people who entered Icons at Low Tier City, were people that you see in the Icons Discord, and they flew out because this is our game, and I think that Low Tier City was just a huge effort from the community and from and thank you to the opportunity from Wave Dash and from Attorney Locator for giving us that chance to kind of show up and show that we're a dedicated community for the game that we love.
Yeah, and
that said, though, Hyperflame killed Low Tier City, and
he did.
And what on earth? He destroyed Low Tier City.
We all knew he was good, but he still went off.
Yeah, there was really no. I actually was not surprised at all. I expected Hyperflame ESAM Grand Final, so shout out to Jokomo for making a huge run, and we're obviously going to get to that. But Hyperflame was really, really strong, and watching his match against Dulcie in the previous Wave Dash Wednesday was really reassuring of that sentiment. And he showed up, man. He played super strong the whole time. Granted, he did win in a Game 5 set against Dulcie.
The big story of this tournament is Jokomo, though, right?
Yeah.
Jokomo on a run. Jokomo lost 3-0 to Ulsi in top 16.
Right.
And Jokomo killed all the Ramers. Every Ramer perished at Jokomo's feet. Beats Esam relatively. I think that was a 3-1. It was pretty convincing 3-1. And then goes to Game 5 against Hyperflame, right? Jokomo had the tournament of his life at Low Tier City. And that's actually something, when we talk about the PR and when we talk about rankings, a big question is how much does Low Tier City count? It's a major, it's a bigger event, right? There's obviously more prestige, I think, behind Low Tier City than either other events. That said, Jokomo's second place, he didn't beat Olsey.
Correct.
He beat Esam, he beat Sokoko Puffs, he beat Tandoori, and he beat Morse Code. That was his run, which are all really good players.
Right, the Raymer Slayer.
It's a really interesting discussion. I think it's going to be a very fun thing to see how that pans out. There's a lot of different things to consider when you look at Jokomo's run.
I agree. Yeah, you definitely have to consider the fact that almost all of his wins in top 8 were against Raymer. Though I think he's an extremely strong player, and I think he probably would have had very similar results given different character matchups. But obviously, what ifs don't really count in anything, right? It's if you're looking at the data.
It is worth noting, though, and Handoran mentioned this in chat. He actually does have a set win on Olsey. Jokomo definitely has beaten Olsey before. That said, as we look into the next few results, we're going to see that Jokomo also has a couple of underwhelming stuff as well. I think it was actually, was it? Ooh, maybe we haven't looked at it yet. No, it was the Wonder Game 7 where Jokomo lost to Katru, right?
Oh, right.
Yeah. So I mean,
Are we gonna skip ahead to that one already, or?
But that was
we still
that
could
was
talk
wow. That
about-
was Wonder Game 7. We did that 2 tournaments ago. Like we've already gone over that tournament.
Right. I was just gonna say, so Cocoa Puffs also went off on that tournament. Yeah, Sora.
Cocoa Puffs went so Coco crazy, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
so
Cocoa crazy.
Soko's nuts, dude. I won't name names, but certain people that were in attendance of the event when his match with Ulsi was about to start were like, "Hey, if I was a betting man, I got to take Ulsi on this, like time after time."
That was me.
Oh, dude.
I will own up to it. That was me. I was sitting there in the crowd, and I was like,
And I turned around.
I was like, so Cocoa Puffs, he's had a good run, but if I'm a betting man, I'm betting on my boy Olsey. And then so
Some
Cocoa
people-
Puffs does an amazing set and just kind of decisively beats Olsey. It wasn't.
It was 3-1.
3-1.
Yep.
Some people are in
And-
poverty now.
But all of
because
the
that
all of the games that so Cocoa Puffs won were like, he won. Like he didn't. They weren't like nail
They're all
biter. Like
strong
oh.
wins. He has one set where he goes 2-1, but all the others are 3-1, 2-0, or 3-0. Just considering his wins.
Yeah. I mean,
So Cocoa Puffs is sick.
Soko's the type of player that he generally will try to swag out and go for really cool combos, but when he flips that switch just a little bit more towards the optimal route, man, he's scary. And I talked to him after his loss to, who did he lose to in Winter Side? Was it Esam?
He lost to
Yes.
Isam and Jokomo.
Right.
Yeah, Esam was who he lost to in Winners.
So after his set against Esam, he came off stage and I asked him. I said, "Well, what do you think happened there?" And he's like, "I just tried to swag out." I was like, "Where was the edge guards and everything?" He's like, "Yeah, I just want to do cool stuff." I was like, "You can win this if you tone down the swag just a little bit." And sure enough,
So
dude.
Cocoa Puff is a hero.
He plays for the brilliance, dude, and I respect it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I have a ton of respect for his gameplay style. The fact that he can make that swap over from the stylish gameplay to actually being a little more optimal and dominating is really, really cool. I'm excited to see him play.
And
this
is I think so Cocoa Puffs' kind of breakout event. So Cocoa Puffs has been on the radar for actually a lot longer than I think people realize.
Mm-hmm.
Erikai knows this. We had 2 tough decisions making two hard decisions that we actually had to sit down and think about. The first one was Olsey versus Mime for the best, 1 and 2. The second one was actually for number 10, Flighty, who ended up getting the top 10 spot, versus the Cocoa Puffs. Was actually a huge nail biter.
It was neck
that was
and
a
neck.
really tough decision to make. And so Cocoa Puffs, so we all knew that he was amazing, and we all knew that it was like, oh crap, this guy's gonna make waves soon. And here he is.
Yeah.
In all his glory.
The wave has crashed.
The wave has crashed.
And then after that, we had Tandoori, Teals, and Morse Code rounding out the bottom of the placings here. Tandoori with a great run. I think his placing was relatively expected based on who was in the tournament.
Winners. He lost to Jokomo and losers and Esam and winners. Both of them not really. I'm trying to remember his set count versus his game count versus Jokomo.
Versus Esam, he went 0-3, and versus Jokomo it was 1-3.
Tandoori, I know, wasn't super happy with Tandoori wasn't super happy with his placing at Low Tier City.
Right.
But I think it's good that Tandoori still got his name out there. Again, we know how good Tandoori is, and a 5th place for Tandoori, regardless of how stacked the event is something that I think everyone can expect, right?
He top 8 in 2 different games.
Yeah.
That's hard.
And he also got 4th in Rivals. What a monster.
After not practicing Rivals for weeks.
It's definitely it's
he was
hard
going around
enough to be good
Tandoori
at
was
one
walking
game.
around just going dude, so you know how I was almost going to drop out of Rivals? And yeah, what happened? Well, I just beat the 3rd seed, and now I'm I'm in losers court, or now I'm in winners semis, and I'm just kind of going at it. I'm like, oh, well, dude, that's amazing. Congratulations.
Yeah, he did really well all weekend. And then we also had Teals coming in.
Teals. All right. Are we going to address it? Teals is sick. I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there. Teals is sick.
Mhm.
Teals is a great player. Teals definitely did have an easier bracket than everyone else, though. Coney had to drop out of the event. Sam had to move from that pool for scheduling purposes.
Actually, no. Teals was in our pool.
Yeah, I know.
Was Sam
He
in our
had,
pool?
dude, like, yeah, but I mean, like, he didn't have to play against.
Oh,
like,
I see what you're saying. Right,
that's what I'm
right.
saying. Is
Yeah.
that like Teals? I think overall, like, because if you look at how it was projected before, which you guys don't have access to, Teals would have had to play Coney for that spot.
Gotcha.
I love Teals.
Whoa.
That's a rough one. That's a rough match, though.
Right. But I mean, good on
and
him for
Morse code beat some idiot and got.
using a certain move that may or may not be very strong currently.
He was too big brained. I don't know how to deal with it. I
Genius.
don't know what to do, guys. I look back at that set and I'm like, what should I have done? I don't know.
Some could say he figured out the matchup. We
I'm
can
not
word it that way.
J-Fist. I am not J-Fist. But that was Low Tier City. Kind of a side note, Morse code actually, fun fact, Giacomo avenged Texas by beating Morse code. Morse code actually killed Texas at Low Tier City 6.
Did he just
Giacomo-
go on a rampage against all Texas locals?
So, Giacomo entered 3 games. He entered Icons, he entered PM, and he entered Melee. In Icons, he beat me. In PM, he beat Luck, one of our top players in the state, to get top 8. And in Melee, he eliminated Bananas, our number 1, like ranked 33rd in the world, 32nd or 33rd in the world Melee player, out of Melee. He beat Texas in every game,
Wow.
and Giacomo, the hero from Austin, saved us. Morse code's a
Retribution.
monster. You got top 8 in 2 games.
All I'm gonna say is Giacomo did warm up with me before top 8, so
That's what he
Oh, I
needs to
see
do.
how it is.
if we're gonna see,
I'm going to remember that next time I enter an event.
I'll take half the
All right.
winnings, please. Half those circuit points are now mine.
Oh yeah, the winnings. What does it say next to his name there? You get 1 circuit point, Shakes.
No boy. So after LTC 6, we run into Hycons 5, in which Mr. Mime regains his throne again, taking first place over J-Fist this time.
Backstreet in sync with the 100% set win rate.
Oh, really?
Right.
Yeah, he went
6-0.
6 wins and 0 losses for
Didn't drop a set.
Icons 5.
Wow.
On that run, he beat Olsey and J-Fist, were like the 2 big ones that he beat. As a quick side note, so I'm just gonna make a quick note, guys. Don't be late for your matches. If you enter a tournament, just don't be late. Just don't do it. It's not that hard. Even if you have a bye, just don't be late.
Is that so? This
know,
this was
If
the
you have a bye, you can give it like 10 minutes, I guess. But like, come on.
so this was that tournament, right? The J-Fist
Yes,
DQ.
this was the tournament.
Okay. So
Nothing super crazy. Oh, so J-Fist was late for his round 1 and got DQ'd into losers, and then J-Fist proceeded to make it to grand finals losers side, taking out 8 unsuspecting players. Well, I mean, towards the end, of course, he started hitting. You know, he beat me, he beat Hiley, and he beat Olsey. But there was definitely someone who went 0-2 by losing to Nuggy Jones and J-Fist in round 1 losers. So
and a certain someone who placed 17th, losing to Cicero and J-Fist.
for sure, this one
Unfortunate.
was a lot of things, kind of weird things happened in this event. I got 4th place, but if you look at my run through for 4th place, I didn't actually do anything. I beat Frog, who's good, but like, I beat Frog to get 4th place.
Congratulations, dude.
Like, okay, I'll take it, I guess. We had a lot of crazy stuff. We had like Light the Lantern, Nuggy Jones, and Frog all made top 8,
Yeah.
which is all stuff that like, I mean, awesome stuff to them, right? Nuggy Jones beat Cicero. Cicero placed 9th at this event. Names like, but then, I mean, Gopher Knight placed 9th, losing to Mime and J-Fist, right?
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's a weird tournament to look at for sure. So just show up to your matches, guys. Just do it. You don't know what kind of havoc you can wreak. You can rot. You can reek. I don't know the word.
You can be an avatar of chaos, or you can show up to your matches.
So, with all that said,
It's true. I was Hylian just mentioned in chat. I was projected to lose to Japhus in winners quarters, and I made it to winners semi for not beating Japhus.
Right.
And then I think we have one more.
Yeah, no, that's actually it as of this recap.
We have yesterday's event.
Yesterday's Wave Dash Wednesday.
Right. So right before we get to that, let's just cover where standings were before yesterday, because the standings will get shifted a little bit after that tournament. But so in terms of Challenger Circuit points, we have Mr. Mime in first, Ulci in second, followed by Hyperflame, Jokomo, Liberation, J-Fist, Tandoori, Esam, Soko, and our boy Wonderbob. So,
wow.
Do we know... I know of a couple people who are attending SmashCon out of this lineup, mainly being Tandoori, Hyperflame. Yeah, Ulci will be there.
Attending, yeah.
And then
Please tell me that Mr. Mime is going.
No, I don't think he is.
I don't think he is.
Why? Can we fly him out?
It's Ulci, Hyperflame, Tandoori, Esam, and I think, is the Cocoa Puffs going?
No, he's not.
I know we have Cicero is going to SmashCon.
Yeah, I think Cicero is going to be interesting because the way seeding will work, I'm interested to see how seeding ends up with the circuit point standings taking priority in terms of seeding and where they'll throw Cicero in that.
I wouldn't worry about that too much. I have confidence in the guys seeding it.
Oh no, yeah, I have the utmost confidence. I'm just interested to see who he will play early based on this, because you could make the argument that he'd be at the level of like a Tandoori or so. So
absolutely. All right, so we got one more tournament to go over, and then actually we have some community spotlights to do, and we got to make sure we have time for that. So let's go ahead and run through this last tournament, where some more craziness, some more shenanigans happened at this last one at Wave Dash Wednesday 3. J-Fist takes the tournament through winners 7-0, winning his first tournament.
Extremely clean.
Extremely clean. J-Fist looked like a monster last night. And then Mime second place, no surprise or anything odd about that. And Deadly Alliance West taking the third place spot. Let's go, Wes. Let's go, Wes. He beat some idiot in losers semis, but he beat LDZ, who also LDZ had an amazing run.
Yeah,
as well.
For those who
he also beat some guy to get into winners semi.
I don't want to talk about it.
It's almost as if one man kind of facilitated both of these really good Raymer runs. Tandoori with the 5th place, Hylian Cicero 7th. But we had a lot of shenanigans at this one. Azrid DQ'd at 9th. He had to leave. Mm-hmm. Erica, you got 9th. You lost to LDZ too. Both of us lost to LDZ.
Yep, I lost to LDZ and Hylian.
Jeez, LDZ.
And for those who don't know, LDZ is the 2-time world champion in Brawlhalla. Making his way into Icons, so there's some experience behind there, especially at the higher level of platform fighter play.
And something worth noting, and something about this tournament that I kind of want to note, we had some shenanigans happen. So guess what set happened for 17th place? Erikai versus Cocoa Puffs happened for 17th place.
Yeah,
because Shapular, known as the sad Zana player, the angry Zana player who really wants Zana buffs. He beat Cocoa Puffs a clean 2-0 in winners as well. There was a lot of really good things happening. There was a lot of crazy things happening in this tournament. I mean, as it stands, like, Hylian and I both lost to Wes, right? Erica, you and I both lost to LDZ. Shapular beat Cocoa Puffs. I beat Tandoori, which is a pretty big upset. This is the first time I ever beat Tandoori, so
nice.
I'm proud about that. But there was a lot of crazy stuff happening at this tournament. Aaron had a really good run, going to 9th place, beating SHD AHD. Common, everyone knows SHD AHD on ladder. very strong player.
Yeah, Afigalu player. Yeah.
Right. Frog beat Zik in the Kid Ditto, and
Yeah.
Zik. We talk these names you guys haven't heard as much, but like these are all very like. Zik was like Zik's a good kid.
Yeah.
Zik was kind of like a 13th, 9th place, like consistently like losing to the big guys, losing to the PR'd or formerly PR'd, and then like beating everyone else. But, like Frog's on the come up. Katru had decently strong run. We had Aaron with a strong run. This is a good tournament overall, I think.
Yeah, and Aaron apparently was doing pretty well against Mr. Mime, but got reversed 3-stocked twice.
Ouch.
Wow.
Yeah.
Against Mime?
What happened?
Yeah, against Mime.
Just the counter adaption or something
Yeah.
there. Somebody set the pace of the match and they didn't hold it.
For sure.
Yeah, that would have been a huge win under his belt, so that'll be interesting to see that matchup moving forward.
Aaron's gotten good. Aaron's Zana is actually really good.
Oh, it's Zana.
Zana?
Yeah. Oh,
I haven't seen
so
Aaron
Aaron plays
Zana.
Zurong, and Zana, right?
I've only ever seen his green Zurong.
So I played Aaron. I was warming up for Wave Dash Wednesday yesterday, and I played Aaron 4 times in a row. And I played a Zoo. I gave it the business. I had to high level streamer it. I had to be the streamer who beats people in quick match.
Mm-hmm.
And then I played his Zana, and I was not ready for his Zana. His Zana like 2-stocks me like cleanly. He was doing dare loops and everything. I was like, oh my god, I'm getting
dare
bodied.
loops. Please.
I love that matchup, and I feel really good in that matchup.
Loops.
I was just getting wrecked by Aaron. Aaron's definitely on the come up. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. Is there anything else of note you guys want to cover in terms of this tournament, or are we ready to move on to some community spotlight?
Just as a quick, as a small like standings for I think, and this is where we're at in the PR for or we're at the panelists, right, for the upcoming PR. Where we're at kind of right now, the top 5: Hyperflame, Ulci, Mr. Mime, J-Fist, Liberation, right?
Yep.
And no one in their right mind would say that anybody deserves a top 5 spot over any of those 5 players. As for the rest of it, there are a lot of players in contention.
That's
for
generally
top
how
10.
PRs go. Is that the further down, the harder it gets. With exceptions.
Are a lot of amazing. So here's a list of just some players who all had runs or all had performances good enough that we have to consider them for top 10, right? And this is excluding SmashCon. This is excluding the Wonder Games 8. There's still a few tournaments left too. This is like a kind of where we're at. We have Erikai, Esam, Jokomo, Tandori, Azred, Sokoko Puffs, Blunderflop, Hylian, and Cicero, I didn't even mention him. There's so many really good players that this is nuts.
It's going to be a difficult discussion.
The big thing I want to drive home by saying this is that the meta is in such a healthy spot right now. We have 4 unique characters in our top 5. We have 2 kid players, a Zana, a Wei Shan,
yep,
and an Ashani. But outside of that, we have so many people all doing very, very well, all staying very competitive with each other. Everyone's had bad days. And we're at the point that everyone has had bad days. Mr. Mime's had a bad day. Ulci has had bad days losing to Wonderbop and Sokoko Puffs. But everyone's had bad days, right? J-Fist has lost to Vonisher. We've had there are a lot of really, really good competitive sets going on right now, and it's a very exciting time, I think, to be an Icons player. It's never been harder, I think, to get into the top 10, right?
I would agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that said, let's get a little bit of a shout out to some of the content creators here in the Icons community.
Content creators.
Okay, real quick. Crispy.
Yes.
I'm Crispy on Reddit.
Crispy 4000.
Love you guys.
What? He's doing a one-man show up there, guys. He's on so I browse Reddit. I don't talk on it maybe as much as I should, but I'm reading up every single video, every single post, Crispy's got something constructive to say about it. What a guy.
Yeah,
What a guy.
He's a Reddit fiend.
he's on top of it, man. I remember when I posted the first podcast, or no, it was after our first episode. He already had the VOD link before I had a chance to go do it. Like, I went to go in there and it was already done. So he's super on top of it. While you won't see, like, quote unquote content coming from him, what he does is super important for the community.
Behind the scenes, guys.
Yeah.
Like, he's little things like modding that subreddit. I can't imagine how much that must suck. But Crispy does an amazing job. So
It can't be all bad.
No, there's definitely some highs on there. There's some good threads. Maybe some, I don't know, posts about a bunch of multi-shines in a row, stuff like that. It can get pretty interesting at times.
You're so lame, Shakes.
I'm the lamest,
So
dude.
lame, dude. I saw that post and I was like,
The
Shakes,
big
what are you
content,
doing, dude?
high value.
Hey,
You're out
man.
here on your Smashbox. Like, come on, dude.
Hey, man, 132 is 132. I was a little
On
proud
a
of it.
Smashbox, okay.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, let me just take my keyboard here.
Yeah, exactly. Like, come on, buddy.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways, but yeah, big shout outs to anyone who's making content out there. It's super important to kind of show the livelihood of our community and the passion people have for the game. And it can be really entertaining, which in our first video here, we have from our man Emery, the classic.
Let's go, Emery.
The classic.
Emery is a hero.
Emery is a YouTube fiend. They are pumping out tons of funny content like all the time for icons.
Is anyone trying to do some specials only icon sets? Because Emery is 100% of the time Emery is trying to do specials only sets. I'm a big fan.
Huge.
Which one are we
meme.
showing? What are we showing from Emery?
So,
I've seen them all.
We're
but
going to be
there's-
showing his newest one, which is titled Kid Use Your Head.
Oh no.
Oh!
With a great
yes!
music choice.
No, I love this one. This one's
This
so
is-
great.
All right, here we go.
All right, ready to take a look at this?
Please. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the
It's
kid's head is pretty strong.
dude.
It's crazy what goat horns can
kills
do.
Everybody with it. Can you imagine? I wonder how many times you missed it. Also, that ledge jump, like turn around. Like some of this is actually sick. Actually, like
It's
some of this is actually sick. Like that ledge jump one, this one, or like the one before this where he reads the side special with it. There's some good stuff here.
This
it's
one,
like that Bruce Lee quote. You know, I fear not the man who has practiced 1,000 moves, but the man who has practiced one move 1,000
One move
times.
1,000 times, dude.
Like, look
It's
at this.
Emery.
Headbutt,
He's
headbutt,
here.
headbutt. They're all headbutts.
They're all. This is it, dude.
hey, he's using his
And
head.
also
Do you
efficiency.
think that was gonna beat Zana's side special? Because I thought he was not gonna beat that Zana side special.
Well, just wait for the last clip. The last clip still blows my mind. He goes second here, and still gets the kill.
Just catching people in the air with
Yeah.
that move is so wild to me. Like I was just like, wow, you went for it, dude. All
Especially
right,
off
Okay,
stage.
quick
I accept it.
shout out to his Raymer video though. His Raymer
Big
shoots
meme.
the ground.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And-
He just down tilts everyone.
And
Holy crap.
word is he has another Raymer one on the horizon that he's super excited about. So keep an eye out for that.
Okay, but listen, those Raymer down tilts, like I actually lost it. Those were so funny, dude.
Yeah.
Raymer's bang, and they just fly. Oh my god.
And then outside of Emery, we have the name everyone knows and loves, providing us our top clips of the week,
I already know what this is.
time and time again.
let's go.
Always have to read his name to make sure I pronounce it right. But yeah, Absoltastic, absolutely killing it. He's working on another one that should be out shortly from the past
Is
week.
that his name everywhere? Do we have like a Twitter for this guy or?
Actually, yeah, both of them. Does Emery have a Twitter? I don't actually know. I think he does.
If they want to post it in the chat, I can read them
can
out.
Yeah, if
Give
anyone's
me-
in the chat and you know Emery
If anyone
or
happens to know this
Absoltastic
stuff,
Twitter,
just put their @ If you try to do a URL, it won't work. But the @ is okay.
Yeah, for sure. But so let's just take a quick look here at top gameplay clips number 11, which was from last week.
I don't think I've seen this one actually.
This is a good one.
The number 11, I don't think I've seen.
Mr. Second Place at LTC, starting us off.
Ooh, Jokomo.
Using
Jokomo's so good, guys.
objectively
Is
the
that-
best Wayshawn skin.
Is that the virus I know? Because that's extra funny to me if it's the same virus I know of.
Woo!
Oh my god.
Here's Ulcie hijacking Aaron's stream, swagging out a little bit.
Double up strike.
That nair was sick.
Oh!
The headbutt.
Use
dude.
your head, kid.
Oh my gosh.
Use your head.
Use your head. Oh, I've seen this one. Oh wait, maybe I have watched this.
It's nice to see these new names too. I've never heard of What a
Down
Disaster,
there
but
is so
something.
much.
Oh my god, wait, is this the one where Emery just goes to the ledge?
yeah. Notice the ledge grab count up here on the top left.
This clip is like the sun, dude. You can't look at it directly or else it hurts.
Emery's incredible. Emery
With the shield break.
The nerve. The nerve to just do that over and over and over again.
Oh my god, I love
I
him.
need to take notes.
And here's your favorite matchup here, Wonder.
Oh yeah, dude. And you know what? And this is a good combo.
Ooh.
Getting that, okay.
What was
Wow.
that
It's just
turnaround?
poetry. It's poetry.
Ooh.
Timotry,
Oh,
the
this was
the
actually
Raymer
a
sniper.
tournament. This
Yeah.
was a tournament round. Right, yeah, Timotry.
Was
I was
this the
commentating
local?
this set.
Yeah, and
I
wait for it.
commentated this set.
This was a local, right?
And it's not even done.
Timotry, like, eviscerates. I think it's Baby in this picture. Like, he just
Yeah.
gets rocked. Nair, F tilt. It's
Ooh, baby.
over. It's over. Hit him with the dare.
Down
Let's go,
tilt.
Tim.
Here's my boy Tenza. Shout out to the IRL homie, Joe, who just started playing icons around early access.
God, whenever I see a kid charge down strike, I just get like nervous
Yeah.
because it's like, what if I'm actually the character there?
Oh man.
Meeks the homie.
I'm still recovering from pre-nerf downstrike.
God.
Oh,
Let's go, Shakes.
let's go.
Let's go.
Oh yeah, the shake slide into Juan P,
Shakes
dude.
slide into
That-
Wonky, Let's go.
that was something.
Might have been practicing that for a bit, but we got it.
Might have been maybe a little bit. It was still a good shot though.
Mr. Solosky is a excellent streamer.
Yeah, he is.
Oh yeah, Mr. Solosky's. He's a cool guy. Oh, do we got? Oh, I thought he was gonna
Dare
dare him
loop.
again. I thought he was gonna dare him again.
Oh my
Alright.
gosh. I remember that. I remember watching that live.
Cicero the God.
Cicero's crazy.
Can we talk about that
Jeez.
back hit of down air
That was
mid combo?
insane. Cicero's so good.
He's
not
insane.
even done yet.
Yeah.
Hell.
Wow.
And Snow may actually be a Smash 4 player from the NDVA area. I can't remember.
Oh my god, I can't believe he actually got that. Holy
Yeah.
crap.
Ooh,
what the heck?
gross.
Yeah, Meeks is sick.
Disgusting.
I love that you can do that as a shiny. Like if you go off stage and EM punch, you can like reverse your momentum and could be carried back towards stage. It
Yeah.
makes it so much like more.
The,
Like,
the
not- I don't wanna
critical
say
element
easy,
is
but
the
it
little
makes it, like-
pop up in the air that she does, right?
It makes it not as damning to just go out for it. It makes it like there's a lot of incentives to go for off stage EM punches. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and great for recovery too. But yeah, the shout outs to Absoltastic. I'm always gonna struggle saying that name in one shot, but Absoltastic and Emery making great stuff, and hopefully we start seeing more from everybody.
For
Or
sure. If
anyone
you
who's
guys,
interested.
if you make content or you know someone who makes content and you would like it featured on the Combat Lab, please tweet it at the Combat Lab.
Ooh.
Absolutely. Like
Yes.
we would love to show it off, dude.
I would love to watch more funny icons videos. You can send that to me on Discord just for my own amusement.
Yeah. Oh, and actually, JP3's in the chat asking about UI mockups. His UI mockup for the icons main menu. I don't know if you guys saw this on Twitter. It is actually sick.
Okay, JP3 has some pretty sick mock-ups. He did 2 now,
I need to
right?
see this. I haven't seen this
Yeah,
yet.
I'm actually gonna see if I can pull it up real quick while we're here, just because
JP3's a god.
that was actually really, really sick. If you could actually link that or DM that to me, JP3, that'd be awesome. Before we end here.
It'd be awesome to show that off real quick. So I guess, is there anything else we were going to talk about? We did tournaments.
Yep.
We did community. We did the new emotes.
Did we do patch notes?
Patch notes were just a
Oh,
couple of bug fixes.
Yeah, bug fixes, music stuff.
Pretty minor.
Right. Definitely good
Minor
to
stuff.
see, but
I imagine we're not going to see balance updates until excuse me, until after SmashCon,
Right.
right?
Yeah, that's what
Don't
I'm
want to pull
expecting.
the rug under the players.
I agree with that.
So, oh, you know what? Actually, real quick, do we want to shout out any or all subs that we got tonight? 'Cause I know we
yeah.
got a couple, but
Ooh.
we're not trying to just, interrupt every however long for the subs, right? We really want to make sure that we just do it at the end. Thank you guys for everyone who did sub. Who do we got?
So we got Handoran. We got and you know what? I'm actually a horrible person here. Our second sub was Ecourts. Ecourts did all the work on our emotes and sub badges.
Oh my god, yes.
I don't know. I'm Ecourts. I'm so sorry. I forgot to mention your name. He's actually actively killing it with that stuff, and I think all of them came out amazing. The sub badges are actually live right now. You can actually see the subs in the chat rocking the 1 month.
I think that the tier 2 and 3 emotes came out like exceptional, and then the tier 1 is like slightly worse, but I can understand like, okay, like there's an appeal there for it.
But the 1 year,
Ecourts, thank you so much.
Oof.
Thank you so much, Ecourts, for the for helping us out with the emotes.
Yeah, he was actually killing it.
That was fast too. We got like a near instant turnaround on.
It was like 2 days.
At least from my perspective, like Shakes was like, "Hey, by the way, we're doing emotes for the channel," and then like 12 minutes later, like, "Okay, here's our pizza and our dog," and I'm like,
"Was it
Whoa,
today? Was it actually today that we were
just
like
right now?
We were like,
right,
what should the tier 3 be? Oh, what about the dog? Oh, that's a good idea." And then like 30 minutes later, Shakes just posts like drafts like, "How about these? Do these look good?" And we're like, yes, they look fantastic.
Yeah, he's just amazing. I love the way they came out, and we'll put out a tweet with all the different sub badges in there later on. But they're really, really cool. So to recap, we got actually the first ever sub on the channel was our boy Strong Bad.
Strong Bad. That was 2 days ago, right? That was on Tuesday, I believe.
Yeah.
Thank you, Strong Bad.
First ever sub to the channel.
The first sub.
Then we have Handoran, which I already said. Ecourts. We have Pochi or Pochillin, Super Homie. Met him at LTC. Super cool guy.
Pochi's such a nice guy.
He really is.
Pochi is such a nice guy. Holy crap.
Then we have N-Freak subbing and dropping 200 bits. Going a little above and beyond there. Shout out to N-Freak.
Thank you.
And then we had Shapular just now dropping a sub as well right at the end with the Prime sub. Don't forget, if you guys have Twitch Prime, now we can plug it. If you have Twitch Prime, check it. It does not auto renew.
Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe, guys. Twitch Prime.
Please don't do that.
But actually, seriously, if you have one sitting around and you don't know, just check because it might be available. But
yeah, absolutely. There's a bunch of ways.
And with that said, oh wait, is this another one coming through?
Ooh, let's go JP3 design.
JP3.
Was that JP3 just then?
Yep.
Nice. JP3 with the hot sub, completely neutral with the tier 3 sub already.
Yo, Neutral? Is that my boy Neutral?
I wish we had the John Zemote live already. So
Me
you could
too.
drop
I
that.
really wish we had the John Zemote right now.
We'll be live soon.
It
does not take long for those emotes to get verified, especially if it's like obviously original content or mostly original content.
Yeah, and we'll tweet them out as soon as we're live
for
too.
my stuff to get. Oh my god, it took me forever to get my emotes on my personal channel, but. So what the? Just the nib. Thank you for the sub.
Everybody coming through right at the end.
Everybody.
So I actually have JP3's designs up if we want to take a quick look.
Yeah, let's show those off really quick.
Let's look at that real quick
before we end for today.
Okay, which if it showed like it was supposed to in the preview screen here, we'd be looking at it.
Pip, guys, I'm telling you, Pip, they're just gonna mess up silly little things.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
So
there we go.
Ooh.
This UI is actually super sick. You got the rank up here. You got all your different gameplay options, control ports, and then he actually has another page here as well, showing off some cool possible ideas. So
looks fantastic.
Yeah,
oh my god, those look so good.
Yeah, shout out to
like
GPT.
that. Well, I mean, I'm kind of understating it, but that's nice.
Yeah,
they both look really good.
Shout out.
That stuff is actually like just so sick. Yo, Hylian, thanks for the sub, man.
Thank you.
I guess now we're just doing it as we get them because it's the end. But
right
at the end here.
But you're super sick, JP3. These are both really, really well done.
Yeah, super. Awesome.
And to answer Shapular or Shapular, I don't actually know how he says it. But the money that we gain from the Combat Lab is gonna be split into a few different things. It's not going into our pockets. This is not money, the take-home money for us. This is a, you know, shoot, I guess actually I can't. Oh God, I was about to just say it, but I guess we can't talk about some of it quite yet. But there are things in store. I promise. This is like, there are, you know, getting us to events, potentially doing like a live. The Combat Lab is something that we'd really like to do.
A live show where all of us are in person in real life.
That'd be sick. But also, the Combat Lab may do a little bit more than just a podcast. We're still kind of working things out. Too early to kind of discuss things
It's a
yet.
secret. You
but
can't tell them.
but you guys stay tuned. I promise you, the money's going to go to a good place.
Yes. Yes. Really cool stuff, and I guarantee everyone in this chat will be interested to see what's coming down the line. So.
Yes. Oh God, yeah. You guys, it's going to be fantastic. It's a really, really cool thing.
It's an idea we've been working on for at least a month, if not longer, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's been kicking around my head for a long time, and I think we started talking about it about a month ago. So, with that said, I think we're ready to wrap up today. Any closing thoughts here today, guys?
Hey, I have a thought. Where can I follow you guys? I like talk to you guys like once a week for this show, and I'm just really interested in y'all. Like, do you guys have streams or something that I can watch?
Yes. I stream on twitch.tv/ARIKE, Erikai, and I also have a Twitter. I am at taps_Erikai. Very easy.
Super easy. Mine on Twitter, shakes_TV. On Twitch, shakes with 2 S's. Yeah, that's where you can catch me. Yeah, follow me and stuff.
Follow your boy at Wonderbop on Twitter and Twitch.
Mr. Icon Man.
If only Mr. Mime. I really want Mr. I actually wanted to plug Mr. Mime. I just read Mr. Mime in chat, and I'm like, oh God, wouldn't it be great to plug in real quick?
His Twitch is Kosdia. It's like KOSDIA.
Oh, Kosdia? We should just plug that. Everyone follow twitch.tv/Kosdia, KOSDIA. If you're looking for some heckin' good grand final sets, I would strongly recommend check out that channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we good to go, or is there anything else we wanted to do?
I think we're good. Keep an eye out on Twitter, on the Combat Lab's Twitter, for future episode announcements. We will be figuring that out shortly and let you guys know as soon as we know. And if we don't see you next week for whatever reason, SmashCon's right around the corner, guys. Be ready.
Yes, for sure.
Next weekend. Yeah, a week from this one. So, and Evo this weekend. Even though Icons won't be there, still check it out. Support your
Evo's gonna be hype.
FGC and other platform fighters. It'll be super hype.
I'm watching this weekend, right? I mean, the Wonder Games is on Saturday, and everyone should definitely enter that. But also,
yeah, just have another monitor
have
open.
Evo on the side. Evo is a nice little side thing to watch. It's not that important,
Evo
right?
is a nice little side thing. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
But yeah, thank you everyone for chilling. Thank you to all the subs. And Bit Donos and all the content creators in the community. You guys are all super awesome. We will see you soon.
Yeah,
see y'all next time. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Bye, everybody.